Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Mary here. First things first, if you have not already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that way you will not miss any future uploads from your girl. Thank you ladies again so much for being here. Today's video is going to be a review on the new NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. That is what I have on right here in this look. So if you're interested to see how I created this look and my final thoughts on the foundation, stay tuned and keep on watching. All right, let's get into this tutorial. So I am so excited to try the NARS Soft Matte. You know what? Let me look and where is the little, read my little paper that they gave me. So the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation is the one that I'm going to be trying today. It says that this is the new take on matte. It is a comfortable 16-hour wear, full natural looking coverage, true color, oxidation resistant, which is a plus, girl, because you know all of these foundations be oxidizing. Transfer proof and shine proof. So my local Sephora was out of the shade that I wanted to purchase, so I have these little sample tabs here that I'm gonna try out. I believe it's enough for me to do a full face, so I'm gonna give that a whirl and we're gonna see what happens. So my skin is already cleansed and moisturized. I am gonna hydrate. First I'm gonna start off with hydrating using this hydrating and prep spray. This is from Murad, the Murad hydration 3-in-1 multi-mist. So this can act as a prep spray for hydration to help smooth out the skin, radiance, but it's also good as a setting spray as well. So I'm just freshening up my skin before I apply the foundation. Anytime I use a bunch of mattifying products, or if I know that I'm going to use a bunch of powders, I like to make sure that I hydrate really well. So that's why I use that. Next, I'm going to go in with my all-time favorite primer. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. If you have not tried this primer yet, sis, girl, what are you waiting on? This is, first of all, this is freezing. So I keep my makeup kit in my basement, and I am a freelance makeup artist, and I do freelance from home. Not that y'all need to know all of that, but this primer is freezing because in my basement it's usually really cold, and that's where it was. So I'm using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is good on all skin types. It does get nice and tacky, which gives it the grip that is necessary for the foundation to grab onto the skin and to last all day. So that is that. Now let's get into complexion. I like to do complexion first, and because this is more so a foundation review, I'm going to try not to do too much when it comes down to the eyes. So we're more so focusing on the skin. Now, girl, like I said, I fall in between two shades. I would say Tahoe and Macao. Macao is a little slightly too dark. Tahoe is too light. But the other shades, I believe Caracas and Syracuse, those are the other ones kind of within that vicinity. Neither one of those work for me. The undertones are wrong. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to use the, I'm probably going to mix the two. During the winter, of course, my skin gets really, really light, as you know. Most people, we lose our pigment. So my summer tone, I will fall more on the Macao side. My winter tone, I will fall more on the Tahoe. Because I'm like slightly losing my tan, but not quite yet my winter shade, I'm just going to go in and mix the two. Now, in order to do so, I'm just going to go in. My hands are clean. You know, I'm doing my own face, so I'm looking down at the camera. I'm going to try my best to stay focused on you guys. So this is Macao. I am going to dot this. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm going to dot this all over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I heard that this dries pretty quickly. I'm going to add in the Tahoe, which is the lighter shade, because I'm typically lighter in the center of my face. I'm just going to add in a couple dots of that Tahoe in the center of my face, like so. All right, and usually I love to do me a good beauty blender, but I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. buffing foundation brush, and I am going to blend that all over my face. Now when you do this, you want to make sure that you get rid of any harsh lines, kind of drag it along the jawline. And this is supposed to be a full coverage foundation. Now I did put a good amount on my face because I do want it to be full coverage. I will say I like how it feels so far. Now comment down below, sis, if you are one who does the complexion first, or do you like to do your eyes first? Do you have a preference? I wish I could talk. Yeah, just kind of let me know what it is that you prefer. I think for me, now I do really like how this looks. I do feel like it gave me good coverage. Now I love NARS complexion. I would say, you know, I can definitely make it work. With me mixing the two, I think that this is my best bet. I think this is my best bet for making it work. But I do like, I'm trying to stop looking at my monitor. I do like the coverage so far. I love how it feels on my skin. So we're going to keep going. I'm going to try to stop moving my mirror. So now I'm going to go in. Since we're doing NARS, I guess it's only right that I use my NARS concealer, Radiant Creamy Concealer. Oh my gosh, girl, this is bomb. If you've never tried the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, you definitely, absolutely need to try out this concealer. Their complexion products work well with one another, as most brands do. So I probably would always use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer with the foundation. Now I do like a nice highlight because the camera is, it's gonna give me a subtle highlight, but it might not give me the amount of highlight that I would really like it to. So let me see. I might go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which is a lot lighter, to give me more of a highlight. And I am using, this is a flat pro concealer brush number 71 from Sephora. I love their brushes. Typically I would use my beauty blender, but to be honest with you, girl, sorry, my nose are itching. To be honest with you, I just did not feel like washing my beauty blender, and it needs to be clean and wet. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my brushes to get this going. I do want to go in and highlight. So I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is in the shade Tan Sand. Now this is going to give me more of a brightness, more of a highlight, which is what I want. And this is a full coverage concealer. So I'm just going to add that in the center, closer towards my eyes. And I think I just want to use a sponge to do so. Because I don't have my beauty blender, I'm going to go in. You know what? I'm going to go in and I'm going to spray this sponge, and I'm just going to blend this concealer. Like so. I'm trying real hard, y'all, to not have this mirror in the way. It's definitely challenging trying to get the perfect setup to film these videos. I commend you, YouTubers. Oh my goodness. Like, and shout out to my husband. He definitely got me set up here with the camera and everything. So trying to make sure that I got everything going how it needed to go. You know what I'm saying? All right, now that the concealer's on, I am going to set my concealer. I'm going in with my all-time favorite Holy Grail Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. This is the original one. This is not the new one, the banana. I don't even know if it's called banana, but I did hear that they launched one that has a slight yellow tint to it, which I feel would be bomb, would be amazing. For deeper skin tones, we'll just have to cut my husband out. You hear him walking down the steps. Now, I do go in and set the areas where I typically would get oily. And then, of course, I set under my under eye to prevent any creasing. And it's also going to help to brighten those areas as well for more of an intense highlight. So that is that. I would typically, when it comes down to my complexion, I like to do all creams and then all powders. But to be honest with you, girl, I didn't bring my cream contour out. I don't really know where it is, where it is at the moment. So I am going to go in with my Bare Radiance. This is like a foundation powder, well, a pressed powder, oil-free matte finish pressed powder in the shade Cafe. I'm going to go in, and this is going to bronze and warm up my skin. This is a matte. I use it as my matte bronzer. So I'm going to tap off any excess product, and I am going to add some warmth to my face. Now this adds some nice warmth to my face. It's also going to create lift, almost like a soft contour, to be honest with you, without me having a really dark, harsh contour. We need you, we need you, Lord our God. Sorry, I am a very random person that loves to sing, so you know, yeah, you're gonna get a couple of random songs out of me during videos, and that's just me, you know what I'm saying? All right, so next, because that bronzer is my deeper version of a bronzer, I like to soften it up with a lighter version. So I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty bronzer. This is in the shade Beijing Gal. I don't know if you can see the name, but it's just going to help to soften any harsh lines and lightly diffuse any heaviness where I applied the darker bronzer. So I almost lay this on top of that bronzer as if it was a blush, but because I'm not big on blush, this is going to give me a nice wash of color without looking really pink and baby doll like. Comment down below if you're a blush person. And again, I'm not completely against blush, but I typically would wear a good bronzer over a blush any day. That's just me. Comment down below. If you had to choose, are you a bronzer girl or are you a blush girl? Neither is wrong, sis. You know, they both work. They both give you a nice beat. It's personal preference. Now, I am going to softly contour my nose. Now, notice, I'm contouring my nose with the lighter, with my Fenty bronzer, which is the lighter shade versus the darker shade. I don't want it to look really heavy and muddy down the sides of my nose. So, I always go in with my lighter version of a bronzer to lightly contour my nose. And I'm just using, this is a crease shadow brush from Sephora. And I'm just going to lightly brush that down the side of my nose, girl, to give me a little, you know, a little snatch nose. Nothing too intense, you know. I'm going to close the end of that like so. Boom. We good. We good. So I slightly bake. I'm not a person that goes heavy with a whole lot of powder. So the little bit of powder that I left there, we're going to leave it there as I go into my eyes. Shout out to my baby. He had to come and, you know, hook me up with the other lens and whatnot. So I am going to now go into these eyes, girl. So lately I've been enjoying a softer brow. I don't necessarily go in with a heavy brow product. Like I used to be all about a pomade, a really snatched brow. Lately I've been liking a softer brow and a softer color as well. I would typically use a dark brown. Most people that would do my skin tone would typically use a dark brown. But sis, lately I've been into this Anastasia brow wiz. It might be too small to focus. And this is in the shade soft brown. So what I'm going to do is we're going to add you in a little bit closer right here. Boom. And you're going to see me do these eyes. So I always brush up the brow hairs, right? And let me move this out of my way. Start underneath and I begin tracing the brow. Let me just, you know, let me just get a little closer. Now, one thing I never understood is how you guys are able to do this tedious stuff and still talk and film. Because I can't. So you guys see that? Just added in a little bit of that color. Now, what's really gonna elevate this brow, what's really gonna elevate the brow and give me a nice sharpness to this brow is adding in some concealer to sculpt underneath. So I'm gonna go in with my NARS Radiant Creamy. y'all see how I did that? And that's with the soft brown Anastasia pencil. And it gave it a nice sharpness to the brow, but it's not too intense. And you can still see the brow, but it's just a softer color. I've really been liking how this color looks. And then I'll take some more concealer and neutralize the lid for whatever shadow I do. Now, because this is primarily a complexion review, I'm not going to do too much to my eyes. I'm probably going to go in and just do my natural eye. I'm going to put a lash on though, you know. I like me a good lash and whatnot. And probably a bold lip. It's fall time. So comment down below what your favorite fall shades are. All right, so now that the brows are done, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with a little bit of my Mercier translucent powder, and I just like to pack that on top of that concealer, so that way when I go in with any eyeshadow or other color, it won't look blotchy or stick to the eyeshadow or the product. So I just put a little bit of the translucent powder on, and then I'm going to go back into what I use for the bronzer, and I'm just going to blend this all over my lid. Now this is typically one of my quick go-to natural type of eye looks. And I'm just blending, just going to buff this all over my lid through the crease. Just one tone, one color, like so, like so. And it's going to be like a soft brown smoky eye, but it's a good everyday fall look that doesn't take too long to do. So I'm faithful for using my bronzers on my eyes as for an eye look, honestly. So now what I'm going to do, girl, I'm going to go in. Okay, so I'm going to go in. I'm looking for all my stuff. I'm going to go in with this eyeliner. So this is the Rimmel London Blackest Black number 262. This is the eyeliner I'm going to use, and I'm going to tight line, which means I'm going to look down and add some of this into my lash line so that my lashes look nice and full and seamless when I apply them. Now, if you've never done this before, your eyes are definitely going to water. And it's going to feel really strange. Now, I am going to go in. I like me a good waterline liner. So I'm going to go in my waterline as well with this black. Heavy liner. Now, let me prep my lashes. So I picked up these lashes from Marshalls. Actually, they were $4.99. It is the Creme Shop or the Creme Shop Lolita 3D faux make lashes. It comes in a case like this. And I'm gonna put these lashes on. I looked at them and they looked really cute. So I was like, I'm gonna grab these. They're only $4.99. I love me a good lash, especially when it's cheap. So I'm just gonna go in and add my clear duo lash glue to the back of this. And as this is getting tacky, you want to make sure that it gets nice and tacky before applying it. So while those are getting tacky, now I'm going to smudge my waterline. So after applying my liner, I like to go in and smudge my waterline with whatever shade I put on my lid. So it's going to be that same deeper bronzer. I'm just going to smudge this underneath my waterline. It's so funny. Like, comment down below if you make those funny faces whenever you're doing certain things to your eyes. It's like you have to, right? Now I want to go in a little bit heavier with my liner, so I'm going to go back into my waterline and apply a heavier liner. Yeah, I wanted it to really, really pop. Now I do think that my lashes should be tacky enough for me to apply them. So with my lashes, I'm going to apply them looking down. I'm going to grab some tweezers and look down into this mirror to apply these lashes. Oh, that baby girl, this $4.99 lash from Marshall's just amped up, like just elevated this whole look. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Look down. All right, I'm really liking how this is turning out. Like, let me know what y'all think. So I am gonna brush off. I feel like I've left the translucent powder on long enough, so I'm gonna brush off any of the excess powder that's been sitting under my eye. I'm gonna brush that off. I do like to set my brows, so I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Brow Finish Clear Brow Gel. This is just going to ensure that my brows stay in place and flawless all day. It's also going to keep my brow hairs from moving. So it like freezes them in place and keeps them nice and perfect. So I'm just going to go in, set those in place. Looks good. I'm going to go into my lower lash line, my bottom lashes, and use the Bad Gal Bang mascara from Benefit to apply to my lower lash line. All right, I do like this spray in between my makeup look just to help get rid of any of the powders and texture. So I'm going to go back in with that same Murad spray. Whew, that was refreshing. Okay. And another thing is that particular, well, really any spray, when you spray before applying your highlight, it helps the highlight stick out a little bit more. And it kind of amps it up and gives it more of a sparkle. So I'm going to go in with my Old Faithful Anastasia Glow Kit. And I'm going to use the shade Bronze, which is the popular gold color. And I'm going to apply this highlight to the high point of my cheekbone. Oh, we can see that. This is like an Old Faithful highlight. Comment down below if like the Glow Kit is still one of your go-to highlighter highlight kits. I feel like this kit will always be a go-to for me. So I applied the glow. I kind of went a little glow crazy, but you know, the cold weather is coming. We still want our skin to look hydrated and glowy. As I say hydrated, I just felt like I wanted to spray some more spray on my face. All right, now let's get into these lips. Now, I asked you guys before, what is your go-to fall lip color? I like me a nice dark brown. So I'm going to go in with this is from Makeup Forever. It's a number, and the number is kind of faded. I think it says M104. It's one of their matte lipsticks, and it's a dark brown. It looks like this. It's a nice dark brown. This is one of my favorites, one of my go-tos when it comes down to matte lip colors and fall lip colors. I love me a good brown. So I'm going to go in with this lip liner. This is the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Downtown Beauty. I'm going to line my lip with this. Now I'm going to go in with my lip color. This is one of my favorite, all-time favorite lipsticks. So now that I've done that, I do want to add a little bit of cheek color just to kind of amp up the look. So I'm going to go into, this is my Sephora blush palette. What is it called? Spice Market blush palette. It looks like this. I'm going to go into the deepest shade, the top, this shade right here, and I'm just going to add a little wash of color to my cheeks. I just want a little bit more color. And I'm just going to pat that in. Like so. last but not least, you want to make sure you go ahead and set and spray your face again. Get you all the hydration you need without choking yourself. Ladies, thank you so much for tuning in with me today, for staying throughout the entirety of this video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so that you do not miss any future uploads. Let me know what it is you would like for me to try out next, what it is that you would like me to review next here on my channel. And yeah, just thank you for being here. Tell all your girlfriends about my channel. Tell all your boyfriends about my channel. I'm going to continue to also bring relationship videos. So if you haven't went to go see my last video, getting to know us, make sure you go watch that storytime video with me and my husband. I'm excited to bring you guys some new and fun content. And yeah, thank you so much. Stay tuned. And oh, I guess it would help if I told you about the NARS, right? This is the look here that I was able to complete with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. Overall, ladies, I love it. I love the finish. I love how smooth it is. It just looks like flawless skin. Even when you build it up and add a good amount of product, it does not feel or look cakey. If you're oily, you'll love it. If you're not, I'm not too sure. I will say that I probably should have hydrated my skin a little bit more before applying it, because I do feel like my skin feels a little tight. But honestly, that's an issue on my end, because I did not freshly prep my skin like I normally would have. I did have on moisturizer, but I probably didn't prep well enough. Besides that, I love the finish. I love how my skin looks. I love the coverage. It's a beautiful foundation. I definitely say if you're considering purchasing it, definitely get your hands on it. I believe it retails for $40, which is $10 cheaper than what their foundations typically are. So kudos for that. But yeah, I definitely love the foundation. If you're oily or combination, you'll love it. The only issue I had is that I don't have an exact perfect shade. So if you're using me for a reference, yes, I did mix Macao and Tahoe. I'm in between the two shades, and mixing the two definitely worked for me. If I would have just did Tahoe, sis, I would have been ashy around here. If I would have just did Macao, I probably would have been a little too warm. But yeah, I absolutely love the foundation. I love how it came out. I love how my skin looks. So it's a thumbs up for me. I absolutely love the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. Now, thank you, sis, so much for tuning in with me today. You know, one day I'm gonna learn to slow down so that I can talk accurately on camera. But thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys next time. Be blessed. Bye.